Hello everyone, Kevin Ikov here with Kevin Ikov Ministries. Today I'm continuing to answer some questions that a fellow subscriber sent in. And today's question is the spiritual force of evil real? And he talks about, because Bruno Groening speaks about evil and the importance of understanding this reality in relation to the spiritual life. And that said, there's many people in the spiritual community do not believe evil is a real force and that it's all ego or delusion. And so let me just say this. There is evil out there, pure evil. It exists. There's people who have dealt with it in the world. The Warrens were one family. And if you know anything about the Warrens and the movie Annabella and some of these other movies, I believe the Amityville Horror, that's all related to them in a lot of their work. And most of the work, I don't even know that they really took a fee for a lot of it. They were really college professors, and I believe they taught a lot of this, some would call it pseudoscience, at the universities. But they worked directly with the church itself. They experience the demons, the demonic level here, and they know it existed. Let's put it that way. So, do demons exist? Yes, they exist. Does evil exist? Yes, it exists. When one comes down into the earth, one can come down as extremely good, a good person, a great person, did great things, has fantastic karma going for them. And they can be tempted and go an evil way in life once they enter that body. They have that choice. It can happen just like that. And the thing is when one develops a spiritual goal, that spiritual goal has to remain with them throughout lifetimes. Because it may take lifetimes to get there. It will take lifetimes to get there. Unless you're such a pure soul to begin with as you came here, you won't have to stay very long, but most people have to work through a long period of, karmic, you could call them experiences, to make it kind. And so we all have karmic experiences, and we develop them in each life. We develop a new karmic experience because it's how we react to what is already present. And our reaction to that is what our next lifetime is based on. And and if we react well and do things well and treat people kind and with understanding and as compassionately as possible, and develop these types of traits of kindness and compassion and understanding, these are some of the most important things one can develop in that spiritual life. It's about developing that spiritual, you could say, your own brotherhood with inside yourself. Spiritual connection to everything. And Bruno offered that spiritual connection to everything in his practice of Einstellung. And so if you look up Bruno and some of his practices, Bruno Groening is altering the matter of your illness, of your disease, of your disorder. He's altering that and taking that up to God. And God's transforming that. He would never take credit for that. He was just a vehicle here. And he says that. He was just a vehicle here. And that's all we all are as human beings, just vehicles here. Vehicles here for the Supreme Being, the Supreme Father. We're just vehicles. We're just here to help one another. Only if we could see that. We're only here to help the environment itself. Only if we could see that. It's difficult to see. And so evil exists. It's here. The thing to stay away from it is to never get involved in those dark forces. I can't even begin to tell you what percentage of people get involved with dark forces just by using a Ouija board because they didn't understand what they were doing. It's that simple, that easy. They think they're doing something for a fun game, and it turns out it's not a fun game at all. And they're very innocent, and it just happens. And that's, if you look at some, like I'm saying, you look at that movie Annabella, and how the possession took place inside a doll, and how that spirit, and people doing like where they do a download, but they say I download the person, or I'm just feeling this whole download come from this spirit, and this spirit names itself, and they're a medium type person. Some of the trouble with that is you're not 100% sure who you're actually downloading. That's what they're saying to you, that's who it is, but that doesn't mean that's who it is. And that's the danger in messing with anything of those forces. And are they out there? Absolutely, positively. In every religion, in every form, and it's been known throughout time. Those forces exist. It's not hard to look up. You can find it. It goes way back into ages of time that they're there. And so evil does exist, and that's what Bruno's talking about. And he's talking about the evil that has just corrupted all of mankind and have taken them away from the source and the light of that higher being, that supreme being, that higher consciousness. And he teaches a method known as Einstellung, which helps bring you back into balance and recharge the battery of the energy that you already have within yourself. There's nothing evil about it whatsoever. You're just reaching out there, drawing in the elemental energy that's just in existence, and he's just teaching you a method of how to do it. There's nothing evil about that at all. And so there's no way of drawing in an evil being by doing that practice, if that's kind of more of a question. There's nothing to fear of that energy. But if you're focusing on something dark while you're sitting there, well, now that's a different story. It's what you bring into your life, but that's true of anything. Those that live good and kind and compassionate and have understanding, good communicative abilities, they'll live a good, strong, positive life. Those that take from other people, always taking, and never really giving back to anything, including the environment, people, animals, anything. They just take. And there's takers. They take everything. And so it makes it harder to just be that giver. But givers tend to be of a higher value, a higher consciousness. And there's no need to understand that lower consciousness, because it's like trying to understand a homeless man that doesn't have to be homeless but became a drunk and lives in the gutter because he's addicted to the alcohol and addicted to that lifestyle. And so the thing is, it's about moving your life in a positive direction. And this is all Bruno was really saying. Move your life into a positive direction and do not look back. Once you give over to Bruno and that practice, do not ever give back. You do the Einstellung, you increase your batteries each and every day, and you move on in life. And that's what it's all about. And it's not about looking at the evil. Why look at it? Don't go exploring and looking for something. There's a fire down the street. You see all these people go running to the fire to go see the fire. Don't go running to go looking for the evil. It'll find you if you go running and looking for it, I guarantee you. And it won't be any fun. And so anyway, you avoid that. You avoid all kinds of thoughts like that and the evilness itself. And the way to stay out of it is not to think about it, not to associate yourself with any of it. Don't go out looking for it. And be cautious as to who you believe. There's mediums and people out there that claim all kinds of things. That doesn't mean they're right about what they're telling you. They may have a piece of something to convince you, but con men are smart people. And they could con their own grandmother out of her last nickel. I mean, there's people that smart. And so you just need to be smart out there when you're on a spiritual path. And answer your own questions for your own self. They lie within inside. Find that spot inside where the answers lie. And trust your own inner self, your own inner instincts. And with that being said, I wish you a wonderful day. I hope this answers some of your questions in regards to evil. But I think the main thing was answered, which is, does it exist? Yeah, it exists. It's just learn not to get involved with evil. I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan. May you see the light within yourself and within all others.